Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Impromptu stream tonight. Pigskin Pete has the house to himself for a couple of hours. Well, I say to myself, but really what it is Mrs. Pete is out for a little while. So it's just me and the kids. And I just put Pete Jr. down, which doesn't mean he's going to stay down. He could probably run in here at any minute. Hopefully he does not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the phone lines. The call-in number is 855-902-9368. For anybody who wants to call and wish me a happy 4th of July, or talk about college football. Maybe you want to talk about women's soccer, which I know nothing about. Maybe you want to talk about where Kyrie Irving and KD are going. I don't know. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm up for it. But let's see who's in the chat here before I get into the phone lines here. Looks like we got College Football Maniac. Good afternoon to you, sir. I was just chatting with College Football Maniac offline, and apparently he's got enough beer to keep us all feeling good for the next several months. Also, looks like we got Lane White, Tech fan. Lane White's called in a couple times. He's the only Georgia Tech fan that shows me any kind of consideration at all, and he's a very brave man for being here. But anyway, I'm just kidding. I appreciate your input, sir. Uncle Lou is here. Says, good morning, good afternoon, and good morning to you, Uncle Lou, and also happy 4th of July to you. I uploaded that video, the behind the camera episode 4 with Philly 500 earlier, and then I immediately, well, I say immediately, like an hour later, I recorded a whole nother hour-long video with another video maker, and it was a great interview, and I was going to go ahead and premiere it and upload it tonight and have a great time with it, chatting with you in the comment section. But thank God, before I uploaded it, I went and listened back to it, and the audio on his end, for whatever reason, I don't know why, was terrible. You couldn't understand anything he was saying, so I had to just nix the whole thing. So I wasted his time and my time, unfortunately, so we're going to have to reschedule that. Unfortunately, that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're dealing with technology sometimes. Luigi Green, 843. What's up, Pete? Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you too, sir. Ramon Jordan coming through with a $2 super chat. My man. Big Kane vibes. Hey, Ramon Jordan, you must not be on Twitter. Did you see that that tweet that I did about Tate Martell's tape? If you haven't seen it, I don't know if you're on Twitter or not. Go check it out. It's hilarious. It's a video of like a 4-year-old kid playing football out there with a bunch of grown men. Anyway, it was funny. But thank you, sir. Let me see if anybody is on the lines here. Anybody wants to call and yell at me, tell me how stupid I am, tell me how much I suck. I'm up for all of that, believe me. And it looks like, as of right now, nobody wants to call. These call-in shows are driven by the viewers and by the callers. So this show goes as you go. Nobody calls, then it's going to be a very boring stream. Trust me. And we can start the boring right now. We'll go ahead and just chill. I got enough whiskey to last the whole night. Or until I get drunk enough to not care anymore. Michael Lynch says, what's the number? I believe it's on the screen. 855-902-9368. I think it's on the screen. Hold on a second. Oh, it looks like I got a couple calls coming in now. All of a sudden, you guys want to call in, huh? All right. I'm going to go ahead and answer the first one that came up. I think I know who this is. Good afternoon, you're on with Pete.
What's up, Pete?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just living life.
For everybody who doesn't know, this is College Football Maniac, the only Gamecock fan that calls. Maybe one of the only ones that watches me. Certainly, I take that back. All the Carolina fans watch me, but you're the only one that has the balls to actually call. The rest of them just make videos on their channel and call me crazy names. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
I just wanted to call in, but I didn't really have anything to talk about besides I got a couple things on my mind.
All right, go ahead. I got another call on the line, but I'm not going to waste this call. Go ahead and tell me what's on your mind.
All right, about South Carolina's recruiting, you know?
Yeah, I just saw somebody decommitted.
Four-star O-lineman, Isaiah Walker, and he was committed with South Carolina. He told everybody, don't worry, I'm 100% committed. I'm closing my recruiting class. He goes to that, I don't know what it was, but
yeah, he went to that.
He went up against Reggie Grimm
and Brian Breesy,
one from Clemson.
Yeah,
and he did pretty good against Reggie, but I heard he got demolished by the dude that's going to Clemson.
Brian Breesy, yeah, he got thrown on the ground. He got thrown around like a rag doll. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then after that, he ended up decommitting from South Carolina. I think he doesn't want to play him every year. I think that's why. I think he wants to go to Miami, so you only got to see him one time in 2022.
Well, if he's lucky. I mean, Miami's got some games to win in their own division before they start worrying about Clemson. I mean, I believe that most Miami fans think that it's a given that they're going to win that division because of how bad the Coastal Division is. But I think, people like Ramon Jordan, who calls in every week and donates here, he's realistic. He knows that, stop worrying about Clemson if you're Miami. You need to start worrying about Virginia Tech and Virginia and Duke and, Florida. They got to play week 1. So they need to start worrying about those games before they even start worrying about Clemson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went and looked on Clemson's schedule for the next, 4 years or whatever. And then they only play them one time, and that's 2022.
Yeah. I don't know exactly why that kid decommitted. I mean, it could have been for a lot of different reasons. But, I mean, that's the reason these commits for most of these schools, man, you can't really take their commitment, in stone. It's not, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's never really in stone until they walk on campus. You know what I'm saying? Especially this early in the process.
Yeah. But another 2020 commit, Marshawn Lloyd, that running back.
Yeah.
There's a video of him on YouTube, or not YouTube, Twitter. And he was recorded, I think, from what I hear, he was recorded, I think what they said was the Georgia running back commit, I think, was recording him and said, so is it still go Gamecocks? And he was like, oh, no, never mind. Then he whispered. I don't know if he acted like he couldn't whisper, but he was like, I was going to say, go Dogs. And then the dude that was recording stood up and said, oh, no, you can't do that. So I don't know. But on Twitter, he tweeted that video and said, nah, I'm a Gamecock, Spurs up. So I don't know if, Isaiah Walker said the same thing and then he left. He decommitted.
I mean, you could expect to see that a lot between now and signing day. It's going to happen with every program, including Clemson. Some of these guys that committed to Clemson are going to bow out. It happens every year. So, I mean, there's some guys that I feel confident about, like DJ Uigalele. I feel like he's going to go. I feel like Breesy's going to stay. But, some of these other guys, man, you just never know. They might look at Clemson's roster and be like, man, I'm not going to play for 2 years. I'm Audi 5000. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. But daggum, what was it? Dog. I can't remember. Hold on. I had it in my head, but I forgot. Dag, damn it. That's what beer does to you, I guess.
Yeah.
You drink enough of it.
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, I'm going to pick up this next call because this guy, I want to see what this guy wants to talk about. I can't make out what it says on the screen here, but it sounds interesting. So.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Don't drink too much.
Well, Pete, see you later.
All right, man. Happy 4th to you. Thanks for calling.
You too, man.
All right. Good afternoon. You're on Pete.
It's Lane, Tech fan here. And
Hey.
I'm going to try and actually talk about something other than Texas today. I want to just relate because I've heard some things. I want to actually hear your opinions on it.
All right, go ahead. Shoot.
So, first thing, I don't know if this is just my personal opinion, but I've heard some people saying that Virginia has one of the best defenses in the nation. Now, from my personal opinion, I'm very confused by it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they might on paper. I don't know. But where was Virginia's recruiting class? It must not be that great, or otherwise I would know. I mean, what are they, like, in the 30s? Maybe?
I mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I know we're ahead of them in 2020.
One of the best defenses in the nation. That I don't know where'd you hear that from?
Some YouTube channel, some other things. I don't know why they say that.
Well,
that has me lost.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read on YouTube or hear on YouTube.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a prime example of that. Anything I say, you should take with a grain of salt because I know I have zero idea what I'm talking about. So, I mean, most of these people that have YouTube channels are just fans. So you probably heard that from a Virginia fan or maybe somebody who plays Virginia this year is just trying to prop them up. Maybe it was from a South Carolina fan since they got blown out 28-0. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be one. I'm trying to think. Oh, there we go. Remember. But another thing that, because I saw, if Uncle Lou's still here, I saw this whole Pac-12 thing, and I was thinking about there's one quarterback, one team, like he mentioned USC, but he didn't mention that quarterback they have. Oh my God, what's his name?
Oh, for Southern Cal?
I can't think of his name. Yeah, for Southern Cal.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. But he's not proven, though.
But I'll say this. He has the arm talent. He has the talent. I feel like if he's going to be the one to lead them to be in the Pac-12. I mean, USC being that bad in the Pac-12 ain't gonna happen. It shouldn't happen.
Well, USC should blow through the South. Who else in the South? I know Utah is pretty good. All right, I'll give them that, but they don't have.
Pretty good.
Yeah, but they don't have the talent that USC has. USC is the most disappointing football program in America, and people like to say, "Oh, what about Miami? What about Florida State?" I guess you could put Florida State in that category, definitely, because Florida State's got high expectations. But I mean, Florida State's only been bad for like 1.5 seasons. USC has been bad for like 4 seasons now, and they really should go undefeated in the South, maybe one loss at the worst, and their only real test should be against whoever wins the North, whether it's Washington or Oregon or Washington State. Exactly. But they've been losing 4 and 5 games every year. It's just pitiful. Clay Helton, in my opinion, is going to get fired this year.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, I think Clay Helton is going to get fired before the season's over, unless they go undefeated after 6 or 7 games, the first 6 or 7 games.
I'll say this. That quarterback at USC, he honestly, if he plays to what he can, from what I have seen, he can be the best quarterback in the Pac-12. He has that much talent, and he has the arm for it too. I remember it was a while back, like before he went, as a senior in high school. I don't remember the video, but I know it was on Twitter, I think, of he could stand flat-footed and throw a ball 85 yards.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I mean, if you have
I saw a video.
If you have a quarterback with that arm.
I saw a video of Lamar Jackson in high school, as a senior in high school, threw a football from goal line to goal line. That's 100 yards. Now, would you consider Lamar?
He was talented, and like Louisville.
Yeah, but I mean,
he was Louisville.
He was Louisville, and he was one of the most amazing college football players in the past decade, bar none. But would you consider Lamar Jackson to be a great arm talent?
I mean, the way they use him, no. They use him for so much more running now. But I'm not even I'm a Pittsburgh fan. I hate Baltimore with a passion.
Yeah, I mean, my point is if you can throw the ball a long way, doesn't make you a great arm talent. That's my point here.
Okay, I see your point. I'm not disagreeing, you have to have more. Like I know you have to have more. I can't think of the right word. Like more things to go with it, like accuracy and all that. You have to have that. But having the ability to throw it that far obviously gives you a good boost. You just have to work on the rest.
Yes, I'll take your word for it. I'm not saying that the USC quarterback's bad. As a matter of fact, I hear great things about him. But you need a lot more than just a talented quarterback if you're USC. You've got to have a good offensive line. Their running game has been completely missing for the past 3 or 4 years. The defense has been mediocre at best. They have some really good skill position players, wide receivers, but you got to have more than that to listen. USC's like what they want to do is not just win 10 games a year. They should be winning the Pac-12 and competing for the playoff spot every year. They should be, but that all starts from the top down, and they're going to have to get a coach in there that can recruit well and develop the players that they do get.
Like I said, that what Uncle Lou said, I'm trying not to relate to him as much, but he's right. Like with knowing Urban Meyer, if that job opens up, I would not be shocked in the slightest if they have him already hired.
No, I agree. I think that that's a fair assessment. I mean,
but he would be able to bring USC to what they should be.
Oh.
I hate the man as a person, but he's a coach. Like he's a great coach.
If Urban Meyer got that job, they would be in the playoff hunt within 2 seasons, and maybe win a national championship or compete for one. And then 2 years later, he'd be gone with another health scare. That's the way that's going to work. But
Exactly.
He's definitely. Love him or hate him, he's an elite coach. And I think that the chances of him being the USC head coach are probably right around 50-50. So, yeah, I think Uncle Lou's probably right about that.
Then come to find out they hire Paul Johnson and fall off the map.
No, Paul Johnson ain't getting hired anywhere. If I were Paul Johnson, I wouldn't want to be hired anywhere.
No, I'm not kidding. I read a report somewhere. I don't know where I read this, but I read that he was up in Baltimore at the Ravens facility. Now, if it was me, I would be praying to God himself they hire him, because that would be the best thing from a Steeler.
Oh my God, are you
I'm not even kidding.
I'll have to check into that.
I don't know where the.
There's no way.
There's no way an
NFL team's going to run the triple option. There's just no way. If that happens, then
no. But the Ravens ran the ball so much last year that they brought him up there.
Yeah, well, the NFL's not going to run the triple option. Anyway.
That would be – I would love it.
All right, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling in. I got the phone lines are blowing up here, so I'm going to have to let you go. But I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to check in on that Paul Johnson thing because that's blowing my mind.
But have a happy 4th tomorrow, and I'll see you next week.
All right, man. Thanks. All right. Looks like I got a 301 area code on the line here. Anybody else that's waiting, just wait, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete. It's McD Sports 4.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I always miss your live streams because I have work or something, but I'm very happy I was able to catch this one.
Me too.
So, I was only going to ask you one question, but since I'm a Ravens, it's kind of a Ravens fan. We're a Titans fan, but I pull for the Ravens some. I do want to comment on that whole Lamar Jackson thing you were just talking about. But let me ask my question first. Shaq Smith. I'm a Terps fan, by the way. Shaq Smith, he transferred to Maryland from Clemson. I looked at his stats. It seems like he didn't get that much playing time, only because obviously Clemson has a lot of talent. But how would you say Shaq Smith did at Clemson? Just so I know what we're getting here at Maryland, because I don't watch every Clemson game.
No, you're getting a great player. As a matter of fact, that blew me away that he transferred. I had him as the number 1 linebacker on the depth chart starting this year before he decided to transfer. You're right. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but I mean, again, you've got to look at what they had, in the previous years. and the schedule they had, especially last year, they played everybody. I mean, they played everybody except for the water boy last year. They more than any team in the country, they played more players. They played 70-something players a game. So it doesn't surprise me that Shaq Smith didn't get a whole lot of playing time because they were just shuffling people in and out all year. It did surprise me that he transferred. I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if it was an internal issue. Maybe he had an issue with one of the coaches, or maybe he felt like he wasn't going to get the amount of playing time that he wanted. I don't know. But I'm telling you one thing. When he did play, he was great. He's good in coverage. He's good at rushing the passer as a linebacker. He's got speed. He's a good tackler. So you guys hit a home run. I mean, the fact that he even went to Maryland was a little bit shocking to me. I thought he would have went somewhere, and no offense to Maryland. I'm not, dogging you guys. I'm just saying I thought he would have went somewhere maybe in the SEC or, Ohio State or Texas or Oklahoma or something like that. So I was shocked that he went there, but you guys got a great player. And I think a lot of the reason that he went there was he has a coaching tie to there. So I think that's the reason he went there.
He's also from Baltimore, Maryland as well.
Right.
So
well,
he's from the area.
Right. So that has a lot to do with it too, I'm sure.
Yeah. But to comment on the Lamar Jackson thing, they do run the ball a lot. They have no wide receivers outside of Hollywood Brown, actually. So I don't know if Paul Johnson, if he went up to the Baltimore Ravens, but it doesn't surprise me. I think they're going to be running probably the ball like 90% of the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
honestly, they have no.
That's always been what they do. Nobody's surprised that they're going to run the ball a lot. They play strong defense and they run the ball a lot. That's been the Ravens' MO, at least for the past 10 or 15 years. And they won a Super Bowl doing that. But to think that they're going to run the triple option, that ain't going to happen. I mean, if that happened, I would be completely shocked and blown away. I mean, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to comment on that. And one other thing before I let you go on the USC thing that I thought about, Urban Meyer's going to be on the Fox pregame show, and guess who else is on the Fox pregame show with him?
Reggie Bush.
Yep, and guess who else is with him as well?
Matt Leinart.
Guess who's the other analyst? Yep. They both went to USC.
Yeah.
It's an inside job. He's already getting himself familiar with former players, and he's only like 5 minutes away from USC. So to me, it's basically a done deal. This is only maybe a transition year because they're going to keep Clay Helton for 1 year. Personally, I have USC going 3-9. I think they're going to just not even try this year. I think they're just going to take the year off, and then starting in 2020, they'll go ahead and start winning ball games.
Yeah, I don't know about 3.
So that's my theory.
I don't know about 3-9. They'll win more than that. But yeah, I agree that it just makes sense that Urban Meyer's going to go there. Urban Meyer did not leave Ohio State because of a brain cyst. He left there because he was extremely, extremely pissed and butthurt that they suspended him for 4 games. He did not feel like that he did anything wrong. Now, whether anybody else, feels like that he did do something wrong or not is irrelevant. He doesn't feel like he did anything wrong. So, yeah, he'll coach again. There's no doubt about it. And if you're a rich guy like that, why would you not want to move out to L.A. and be the man and go to a weak conference like the Pac-12 and just own it? He would own it almost overnight, at least the South anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you go, Pete. Thanks for taking my call, and I'll keep on listening.
All right, man. I appreciate the call. All right. Next on the list is 629 area code. I see an 864 area code on there, which is definitely a Clemson fan, and I'll get to you in just a second, so hold on. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete. Hello? Looks like I lost them. I don't know what happened there. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this 864 number. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
There he is.
Good afternoon.
What's up, big guy?
What's up? Who am I speaking with?
It's Prince, bud.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can hear your voice now. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, buddy. How about you?
Hey, I'm amazing and fantastic. But you already knew that, though.
Always. How's the family, man? Happy 4th.
Hey, happy 4th. Yeah, the family's great. And I'm just chilling, drinking some whiskey. I couldn't even think of a better situation to be on YouTube talking to you and drinking some whiskey.
On that Jack again?
No, it's Evan Williams. I'm a cheap bastard.
That a boy. So it's all the same stuff, man. So what? I logged in, man. I was with some family tonight. So what's the topic for today, man? What's going on?
The topic is all up to you. I didn't even plan on doing a stream tonight. I just was bored, and so I turned the.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit pissed off. I'm trying to calm myself down. It took me about 30 minutes to catch my breath because I was having brain convulsions. Because I spent an hour taping a segment with another YouTuber, and it didn't come out good audio-wise, so I had to scrap it. So that kind of stuff.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that kind of stuff pisses me off. So I said, you know what? Let me just go live and calm down. So that's what I'm doing.
I hear you. All right, so man, the only place to start with Clemson football, our only questions are at D-line and linebacker, right? I mean that's really all there is to talk about. We already know what our offense is going to be.
Well,
we got 4 seniors on the O-line, plus we got Jackson Carman at left tackle. We already know what our secondary situation is looking like.
Yeah, I'm not even really worried about the defensive line. I think the biggest question this year is going to be at linebacker, and I think we have obviously the talent because we've been recruiting well, and we've got Brent Venables, but it's just a bunch of guys that haven't played a lot at that position. The one thing I don't want to see, and I'll be curious to see how this plays out, and I think we've had this conversation before, is what are they going to do with Tanner Muse? Because he's a safety, but he's built like a linebacker. Last year, they put him at linebacker for a couple of games, especially most notably during the South Carolina game, and he got torched a lot. He's a great tackler, but he's not a very, very good in coverage. So I don't know. He's sort of a tweener. Hopefully they don't put him at linebacker. He needs to probably lose about 10 pounds and stay at safety. If it were up to me, that's what would happen. But I don't know. He seems to keep getting bigger and bigger.
Well, they put what's his name? Isaiah Simmons, right? They put him in I saw Mel Kiper's top 20 overall draft picks. And, he's a linebacker safety, too. I think what they did a lot of times was put Tanner Muse in that nickel package. They would move him up and play him at linebacker. This is a little bit outside the box here, but I think personally he's going to come in huge this year because we don't have those run stoppers that we've always had. And I mean, you look at the even the national championship. I mean, what you saw the numbers like when Dexter Lawrence was not playing for the D line. I think we had when he was there. I think it was 8 yards a carry, and then when he wasn't in the lineup, it was 3.8. So I think it was a whole yard's difference. I think stopping the run is. I mean, that's how you stop the SEC, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he actually play a big role this year.
We got away with it last year, or maybe the past 2 years, because our defensive line was so dominant that the linebackers did not have to make as many tackles against the run as they normally would. So you're right.
Exactly.
You're right about Tanner Muse. The problem is that Brent Venables' defense is so complex that it's not just, covering the middle of the field and covering sideline to sideline and staying in front of you. It's every play is different. They drop into coverage a lot. They come up a lot. It's just Tanner Muse is not that versatile is what I'm trying to say. I think he's a great tackler, and he probably is really good at stopping the run, but any situation where they're facing a passing quarterback like a Tua or maybe even some of these really good quarterbacks in the ACC, he's just not very good in coverage, and that's a problem. So I don't know what they're going to do with him.
No, it is a problem. I agree. And I think that, obviously we got the best defensive coordinator in the country. I think Brent Venables will be wise to use him, especially on running downs. I'm honestly, this is probably the deepest I think I've seen the Clemson
secondary
team in the past 5 years. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Secondary. Andrew Booth is coming in there. I mean, he is an incredible talent. One of the most talented guys. I won't be surprised if he's the other starting DB besides A.J. Terrell. I know, what's his name, the guy who came from wide receiver, DK. They say he's, second right now beside A.J. Terrell. But, man, I don't know. This Andrew Booth guy, I've watched tape on him, and he is just insane. So I feel like we're the deepest at cornerback that we've been in a long time. And, man, I would definitely put Tanner Muse in the nickel, and especially when we run that 4-3 to stop the run. If Alabama and them are just running the ball down our throat, he could be a guy that's absolutely clutch for us. We might have to put a double high safety, but stopping the run is honestly, I'm worried about that more this year than I am about the pass.
Yeah, I'm still not.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm still not worried about the run. I'm more worried about the deep ball. That's really been the issue. Now, I think Darian Kendrick is going to be a better corner than he was receiver. At least that's what I see.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
That's what I see on tape.
But him and Andrew Booth will compete for that secondary spot. I think Terrell is easily our number one corner.
Yeah.
No questions asked there.
I was actually, and again, this is the reason I'm not a coach, and they are. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but do you see a situation where, like, Tanner Muse could be a good tight end? He's built like a tight end.
I don't think he's big enough to be a tight end. What is he, 6 foot, 200 pounds?
Who, Muse?
I could see him playing Tanner Muse.
Yeah, he's more than 200 pounds. He's got to be.
It's maybe 210, 215. I think what you said more would be about linebacker. Like, I could definitely see him being an outside linebacker. He's kind of, man, who's that guy we just lost this past year? I can see him definitely being an outside linebacker. I don't think he's big enough to play inside. Maybe he is. Maybe if you put on another 10 pounds, he could be inside. I could definitely see him playing outside linebacker.
Yeah, you put him in outside. I don't trust him covering receivers or tight ends, Mel, and that's what he would have to do. I don't trust him in coverage, period. Like,
that South Carolina game was ugly.
If he's on the field, if I was Venables, I'd just say, just run as soon as the ball snapped, just run towards the line and hit whatever you see. That's all he's good for.
I hear you. If I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm throwing to whoever's covering. I hear you there. Yeah, he's more of a run guy. He's just a mental case too. He got his mom to come on there and defend him on Twitter. Which I thought was just ridiculous.
I actually like him. He's just, he made Jake Bentley look like John Elway last year.
He was actually a baseball guy, too. He played baseball at Clemson.
Yeah, he looks like a baseball player. No offense.
Yeah. None taken. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. He's a run stopper, but, man, I don't trust him in coverage as far as I could throw him.
Yeah, me either. We can agree on that.
We're going to be fine this year unless Jake Bentley's receivers are golf carts. That's all I know.
No, I'm not worried about South Carolina. I'm more worried about Texas A&M and Syracuse, to be honest, than South Carolina. South Carolina's they've got no shot. I don't care how many golf carts.
Did you see that Greenville News article about Jake Bentley supposedly beating out all the top 40 quarterbacks in the camp because he could hit more moving golf carts?
Yeah. Well, maybe they should put a jersey on one of those golf carts. Maybe they'll win something for the first time in 100 years.
Man, what a joke.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I got another
It was
call,
him and
so I'm gonna take it.
yeah, appreciate you taking my call, Pete. Man, have a good
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
I'll see you
listen.
at the FSU game, baby.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Before you get off, I'm gonna call you either later tonight after I get off, or I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I got something I gotta ask you off air.
Definitely, brother.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, take it easy.
All right, there you guys have it. Prince 6'1". I'm going to go ahead and take this gentleman's been waiting for 10 minutes. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, how you doing today?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I recognize the voice, man. How you doing? Third-time caller? Is that what you are? Third-time caller, I think.
Yeah, I think it's my third time on here.
Yeah.
But I want to get your thoughts on this. We have Tennessee has an elite quarterback commit right now in Harrison Bailey from Marietta, Georgia. He's listed as a 4-star right now, but many think he's going to move up to a 5-star soon. But Tennessee's also going after another quarterback, an elite quarterback from Longview, Texas. His name is Haynes King. So that if they get both of them, which is a possibility, definitely a possibility, because Harrison Bailey's already said if they get this quarterback, he's not going to decommit. So if they end up signing 2 quarterbacks that are both elite in the 2020 class, what are your thoughts on teams doing that?
You're going to have to be more specific. I mean, as far as teams doing that, that doesn't surprise me. They're going to sign whoever they can. From the player's perspective, that's a different story, though.
Yeah. As a fan, I thought as a fan that would be great. Because, you're signing 2 elite quarterbacks. Odds are at least one of them is going to be a hit, and then you'll have at least one elite quarterback transition to the college level on your team. But a lot of Vol fans are upset about this. They don't want the turmoil. They don't want the controversy on the roster. They don't want 2 elite quarterbacks. They only want one, which I find absurd.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Have you ever heard of other teams?
Listen.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's.
As a fan, you should want them to sign as many elite players at whatever position possible as possible, because it's only going to create competition. It's only going to create an atmosphere of trying to make yourself better to win that job. Listen, if one of them ends up transferring, one of them ends up transferring. But look, Clemson's had this problem for several years now. We've been signing 5-star quarterbacks for the past 4 years, multiple 5-star quarterbacks. And it's only worked out for the best. Have you seen any terrible quarterback play out of Clemson for the past 4 years? I mean, even Kelly Bryant elevated his play, to try to beat out Hunter Johnson, who ended up transferring. But he did beat him out, and he took Clemson to the playoffs. Now, there's no downside to that. If they leave, they leave, but not wanting to sign somebody because there might be turmoil. If there's turmoil because you have too many good players, then that's a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100% with you.
Yeah.
On that. And I think the concern for Tennessee is they're just afraid that even though Harrison Bailey, who's been committed the longest, he's committed longer, obviously, because Haynes King hasn't even committed yet. I think they're just, even though he's already said that he doesn't want to decommit if Haynes King does come, I think they're just worried that he might go ahead, they might lose him. Because with all due respect to Haynes King, Harrison Bailey's probably the better fit at Tennessee. I mean, he's a pro-style quarterback. Jim Chaney's known for running those. And even though Haynes King's a dual threat, I think they would both be a good fit, but Harrison Bailey is probably the slightly better choice. And I think that they're just overly concerned, even though he's already said it, that they might lose Bailey even if King commits.
So if you're recruiting a guy that is that good, that elite, and he is scared to even compete for the starting job because there might be somebody coming in that's just as good or maybe better, then that's a red flag in itself. You don't want that guy to begin with. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
and I wish our fan base realized that.
That's and this is not a knock at Tennessee fans or you because you agree with me, but to be quite honest, that's a loser's type of mentality that these people are giving you. We don't want to have too many good players because then some might not commit or some might transfer. That's just a terrible mentality to have. So, I understand that Tennessee's been having a tough time for a long period of time now, and this is the way that a lot of Tennessee fans are viewing things, but they got to change their mentality, man, because having too many great players is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what the point I'm trying to make on there, but I'm not sure they'll listen. But hey, thanks for taking my call. I'll let you get another one.
All right, man.
So, yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah. Happy 4th to you. All right. The calls are rolling in, and that was a great call there. I got a 385 number here. Let's see who this is. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm going to send pizzas to your house. I know where you live.
You know where I live? Well, go ahead and come on and ring my doorbell.
Nigger, South Carolina. Nigger.
All right, I got an 843 number here. That's a local number. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Luigi Green, 843.
Hey, what's up, man?
ACC.
What's up, man?
Oh, am I online right now?
Yeah. You must have been talking to the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good, bro.
Yeah, man.
How are you? Happy 4th, man.
Yeah, you too. So...
And relax tonight and have a couple of drinks.
Hell yeah. For those of you who don't know, Luigi Green, we've never spoke on the phone. We've spoken in the chat, but he lives in my town. He lives...
Yes, the first...
He lives in the town next to me, which is literally like 2 miles away from where I live. So we are... We're locals, both of us.
Yep. Except you're a Clemson fan, I'm a Florida State fan, man.
Yeah, we can't all be perfect. It's all right, man.
Yeah. But man, first off, I just want to say, I now understand why a lot of people who like college football, unless they're an SEC or Alabama fan, don't like Paul Feinbaum. And I know he just said something that's the truth. Is how Gamecock fans are ridiculously jealous of Clemson, which is obvious, understandable. But, man, when he said Florida State isn't a destination job anymore, it's like, come on, man. Resources, money to run an elite staff and, pay him right? Check.
Yeah, that's...
In the number one recruiting state? Check. Like, how could you even say something so absurd? It's like now I'm pretty sure he's 100% troll, unless it has anything to do with Alabama.
Well, he definitely is, and there's a lot of SEC fans that don't like him either. That's what he is. He's a professional troll, and that's what he's always been. I mean, I don't find him that entertaining, quite honestly. I only watch his show during the football.
I never listened to him at all.
I watch his show during the football season a few times, and but he's not the one that's entertaining on the show. It's the callers that he's got to call in. It's
dealing with.
But nobody really listens to Paul Feinbaum to get information. They call to laugh at a bunch of rednecks calling in and making a fool out of themselves on the air. That's really what it's all about.
Okay.
It's like the it's like the redneck version of the redneck sports version of the Howard Stern show, except the difference is Howard Stern's funny and Paul Feinbaum isn't. That's really the only difference.
Man, and I also want to say I officially do really respect Clemson because y'all went 15-0, and I have nothing. I can't say anything. I mean, you blew out Alabama. When y'all won in 2016, though. I always had that damn if NC State would have made that kick, and I held on to that. And it's like, man, I got to respect damn Clemson. They keep whooping our butts, and I think it's going to be like that for the near future. But I do think we'll take a step up. I think we'll take a step up this year. I have us losing to Clemson and possibly Florida. I think we'll shock a lot of people, though. I think most people got us going 8-4, and that's if they're being positive.
So you have a win against Miami is what you're predicting?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have no reason to lose to a first-year head coach.
When is that game?
I really...
I
want to say it's in October, I just know our first 5 games, I have us being 5-0 heading into Death Valley, and I plan on going to that game, especially for 5-0.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at the...
But I'm not sure in the Miami game.
I'll be at the Clemson-Florida State game. So if you're coming to that, let me know, man. We'll
oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great atmosphere. That was actually my first ever college football game was Clemson versus Florida State.
Yeah, I've never been
Yeah,
to
in 2015 actually.
never been to a Florida State game, and that is on my bucket list. So that's the reason when I was making plans this year with Prince and Bobby Durkins and these other guys, they said, which game do you want to go to? I said Florida State, because I've never been to a Florida State game in Clemson or in Tallahassee, and that's definitely one that I want to see, because it's even when Florida State was the dominant team in the ACC and Clemson was, an 8-win team, that still every year was a great game. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great rivalry. It's great for the ACC. Oh, yeah. And so I'm, hopefully
it's only getting better, man.
Hopefully Clemson wins the game, which I think they will this year, but I hope it's closer than it was last year, because I don't want to travel all the way up there just to watch Clemson score 18 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Blowout. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll be good enough to hold it, inside of maybe 2 touchdowns, hopefully.
We'll see.
I
think it helps Florida State that they're playing their toughest games outside of the month of September. So in other words, you said that they're playing Miami, you think?
Yeah. I agree.
In October, and of course,
I agree.
Clemson is later in the year. So yeah, in October as well. I think it's October 9th when they play Clemson. So they get a few weeks under their belt to get things, moving before they have to
get that Browse offense rolling.
Exactly.
Yep.
If they played,
that's really exciting.
If they played Miami or Clemson in September, it wouldn't even be a contest.
Oh gosh, yeah, man. I like you said. I looked at the schedule and I was like, man, we really have a good chance of going 5-0 right here. We got all those the second half of schedules where all the hard games are, and I like the 2 bye weeks we got this year, man. I think that's good. We get 1 extra week of college football. It's a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer, but there's 2 weeks where your team doesn't play too. That's the downside of it. Let me ask you this, because I don't think I've ever had a Florida State fan call me on the show before. I do have a couple of Florida State fans in real life that I know, and I know their opinion on this, but being that you're a Florida State fan, who do you hate more, Florida or Miami?
Oh, man. I got to go with that's so hard, because I never really had one I hated more and I really thought about. But right now, if I'm saying, I have to go with Florida, man. Just because I hate that they blew us out last year like that, man.
You know what's...
And their fans, they both talk trash, though, dude. They both suck. It's like you have some Spanish dudes from Miami talking crap, and you got all them rednecks from Gainesville talking crap. It's like pick your poison. No, well, I gotta say Miami has some rednecks too.
Well, the funny thing is that Miami fans feel the same way as Florida State fans. So basically, in the entire state of Florida, Florida is definitely the most hated team, because Florida State and Miami fans both hate Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird too, because Miami has 5 national titles and Florida State and Florida both have 3. So, but I guess it's been longer since Miami dominated. So I think that might have something to do with it. If Miami had been dominating, then Florida and FSU would probably hate Miami more.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I think that might have something to do with it.
I mean, the last time Miami won a title, I think Bill Clinton was still getting blowjobs in the Oval Office, wasn't he?
Yeah, man, that was only 2 years after Florida State won that '99 championship. That was actually the very first game I ever watched.
Yeah.
I was hooked from then.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I appreciate being on the show, bro.
Yeah, man. I told you before, we need to get up and have a beer sometime. I don't know where in Goose Creek you live.
Hey, man, I'm down, man.
I don't know where in Goose Creek you live, but...
I live in Crowfield, bro, right off the exit.
Oh, yeah,
You got a Two Keys Cavern right there, bro.
Yeah,
walk to it.
You're less than 10 minutes from me. I'm not going to say exactly what neighborhood I'm in, but you're less than 10 minutes from me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. I believe it. Oh, yeah, well, get this, man. I was at Montrose the other night, and I swear, dude, it was a dude that looked a lot like you, except I think you're a little taller than this guy was. So I was like, is this Pigskin Pete?
No, I didn't.
Well, he's standing next to me in the line at the bar, man, and he said something to me. He was just, being friendly. I was like, what's up, bro? And I looked at him. He had the beard and all, and I was like, this looks like freaking Pig Pete. Dude, if he was a couple inches taller, I would have been like, dude, what's up, Pete? No, like, for real, he looked almost like you, man.
It definitely wasn't me.
That ain't Pete.
It definitely wasn't me, because I haven't been there in a couple of years. But guess what, though? Guess where my wife is right now?
Montrose.
Yeah. She's there.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's funny.
She's there with my sister, but yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't been there.
Hey, we're doing funner things here at the house.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while. I spend more time at the Carolina Ale House than anything.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. I haven't been there in a while. That'd be a good place to go watch some games. They got some big TVs in there.
Yeah, I go there on during the football season. I go in there like every other Sunday, maybe at least twice a month on Sunday, and watch some football games, NFL games. I don't go in there and watch college football games. I do that at home. So, but
yeah, heck yeah, man. I know it's great being a dang Clemson fan right now. I mean, I'd be relishing in it, man.
Well, I am.
Talk all that crap, man. Talk all that crap, man, because you guys deserve it. I know I would be. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh, believe me. Believe me. I've been waiting my whole life for it, so I'm not gonna let it down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. Live in it, man. Enjoy it. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, it was great that you called in.
Sorry, bro. I don't got nothing much to say. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. I appreciate it, man. I like what you do on the channel.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Don't be a stranger.
All right, man. I won't.
All right.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. There you go. There's a local Charlestonian, and I think he told me that I know he went to high school here, so he's been here for a while. So he's definitely a Charlestonian. All right. It looks like everybody that was on the line hung up, except for that little kid that called in and decided to say the N-word and then praise South Carolina. So that just goes and tells you right there exactly what kind of fans the Boom Chickens have when they call in a minuscule internet call-in show and scream the N-word and says he knows where I live. If he knows where I live, then he can come over right now and tell me what he said to my face, but he won't do that, though. If he did, I would have to call his mom. Put him to sleep. Anyway. See who's in the chat here. He was probably Nona. What's up, Swamp Tiger? The Reboosted Network, Ashley Snell, Billy Dawson. Captain Trips. Cheers. Happy 4th, everyone. Cheers to you, sir. You're amazing and fantastic. Uncle Luke in the house. Alan V. I saw Alan V's been in here since the beginning. I had some phone calls, though, so I didn't address you. Good afternoon to you, sir. You're amazing and fantastic. The Goat wants to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn hired Brent Venables as their next head coach. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn hired pretty much anybody as their next head coach. The problem is I don't see Brent Venables leaving for at least 2 more years, just based on the fact that his son's going to be at Clemson for 2 more years. Now, that doesn't mean he's definitely going to be there for 2 more years, but I think it is a pretty good idea that he's going to be there for the next 2 years. So I believe that Auburn is going to be looking for a new head coach after this year, most likely. So Brent Venables probably would not be the one to go there. All right, I'm going to shut down the call-in studio right now. And I apologize for anybody for that troll that called in.
We are sorry, but the show has ended. Good.
Obviously, I can't control morons, unfortunately. I wish I could. But I'll stay here in the chat for another couple of minutes before I get off here. What's up, Maybe? How you doing? And how you doing? And bye-bye, by the way. Yeah. Armour's going to do something silly like hire Dave Aranda as the next head coach. Whatever Auburn does next will probably be a bad idea. They have a history of doing that. Ramon Jordan says Gators stay losing to Miami and come in chats like it never happened. Auburn's going to hire Bo Jackson as their next head coach. No, because Bo Jackson does not want to coach Auburn, unfortunately for them. Bo Jackson's too busy shooting deer with his feet and a bow and arrow from 100 yards away. The Trolls are undefeated. No, I'm undefeated, sir. Trolls will never defeat me. Clemson and A&M is going to be awesome. Yes, it is. I actually think that game is not going to be as close as people think it is. I know last year Clemson was heavily favored going into College Station, and it ended up being close. But this year, I don't think it will be close. I actually think, while I believe that A&M is on the rise, and in the next 2 or 3 years is going to be a top 5 team, I really believe that. The way they're recruiting, and Jimbo Fisher, even though he's the scum of the earth, is an elite head coach and recruiter. They will be not only competing for the West, but competing for playoff spots here in a couple years. I think with the talent they lost last year, I think they're going to take a step back this year. They're not going to be as good as they were last year. But the year after that, 2020, I think they're going to be really, really good. But, of course, that's just my opinion, and my opinion is about worth its weight in cotton. Clemson versus UNC will be fun to watch for Clemson fans. I'm scared of that game, especially since we're at home, says Uncle Luke, and he's a North Carolina fan. Well, you should be scared of it for a lot of reasons other than that, Uncle Luke. But I don't think the game will be close, but I do like Mac Brown. Game day in the Carrier Dome will be wild. I agree, Ramon Jordan. So I had a conversation with a guy earlier. He's a New York guy. I'm not going to say who it was because it'll give away my next behind the camera episode. And I was asking him why he wasn't a Syracuse fan since he's a New York native. And he said, because Syracuse is terrible, and I grew up, they were terrible. They've always been terrible, and they play in that stupid basketball stadium. I mean, I get it. It's kind of a joke that Syracuse plays in a basketball stadium. There's only 40 or 45,000 people in that dome. But that is a noise box. That's what I call it. I call the Carrier Dome the noise box because you get 45,000 people indoors and they're right on top of the field when they put that football field down there. It's loud. And the Carrier Dome is a place I would actually like to go watch a football game just for the experience. Now, I know it's not a huge stadium and nobody really pays it much attention, but it's loud, and I think it would be a cool experience to go see a football game there. And, yeah, game day would be cool there. You're right. Pixie and Pete, I'm predicting we're losing that game 59-0 or something like that. And I don't know about that. I mean, you're 59-0. I don't know about that. I'm thinking more like 50-17 or something. Give yourself a little bit more credit than that, sir. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. It's been over an hour, and my computer's dying, and I need to refill on my whiskey. So that's probably the most important thing. Look, you guys are all great. I'm still going to plan on doing the Friday night beer stream call-in show. Unless something happens, I'm still going to plan on it. And I hope you guys all have a great 4th. Be safe. Don't do like, what's that guy that from the Giants that blew off 2 of his fingers with fireworks a couple years ago? Who was that? Was that Pierre St. Paul? Am I right about that? Anyway, don't blow your fingers off or any other extremities with fireworks tomorrow. Have a safe day. Have a good day. And celebrate the fact that we're not British. That's really the most important thing. We can all disagree on politics. We can all disagree on who the president should be or whether or not whatever politically. But we should all be very, very happy that we're not speaking the King's English right now. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a good one. Pigskin Pete checking out.